Welcome back to the Bryan Devore Connection. I'm your host, Bryan Devore. There's a wonderful organization here in San Diego that helps solo agers. What are solo agers and what kind of help and support do they get from this organization? The organization is Agape Helpers, and here to tell you about Agape Helpers is my friend Dean. Dean, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So
Good.
you and I were introduced a couple months ago,
Yep.
and I loved your mission, so I wanted to get you on here. Tell us a little bit about what Agape Helpers is.
So Agape Helpers, we're a faith-based organization. So from our faith, we're a Christian organization. We go out and want to serve people in the community. So our goal is to actually help orphan seniors or solo agers so that they can live as independently as possible. We do that through a couple things. The first thing we like to do is do relational services, which basically means creating a relationship with someone. So we want people to go and meet with a senior once a week or so. One of my goals is if I could get someone to go and take a senior out for ice cream, I'll buy the ice cream, is one of my hooks. But we really just want to start that relationship. And as we get into that relationship, we start to see that some seniors have functional needs. And functional needs may be things like they need housework help, they need yard work help, they might need help with groceries or getting food or going to the store, getting a ride to the doctor, something like that. And if our volunteers can help do that, then that gives that senior a little bit of a help that they can keep sticking around in their homes and doing that kind of thing. And then the last part of what we do is we have a network, and we're tied in with the San Diego Christian Chamber of Commerce, but we have a network of companies that actually will come and help do things with us as well. So if you have a plumbing problem, if you need a lawyer, if you have a financial planner. So we're looking for all of those things. We're looking for volunteers, we're looking for companies, and we're looking for seniors to help.
What a great purpose and a great cause. What led you to start this?
So during the pandemic, when seniors were really under threat, my feeling was I should go out and do something about this, and I started driving for Meals on Wheels. My mom used to drive Meals on Wheels when I was a kid up in Orange County, and I just knew that that was something that I could do, which was also nice for me because I didn't have to stay in my house. So I became all of a sudden an essential employee. So I was driving around, but as I saw these seniors, I ran into a lot of people that just needed a little bit more help than what Meals on Wheels was providing at the time. So we would do sort of a health check and give them their food, but that was kind of where our service stopped. At the same time, I was also working with my son's lacrosse team, and I was sort of in charge of the community service for them. So I always thought that there was this really cool opportunity for people to do community service in sort of a peer-to-peer way, not necessarily like we used to go to like San Diego Food Bank or Feeding San Diego, and we would go and sort food and things like that, and that was nice, but we never really got to the end customer of who was getting to see that stuff. And so seniors, I was feeling, was kind of a safe place for a lot of people to be able to go and not feel threatened. We talked about like going down and feeding the homeless or some things like that, and some people are a little resistant to doing that because they're not sure how safe it is, especially if you're bringing kids along. But I just thought seniors was a great place where people could come and help somebody who could use the help, and it would be a great place for people to just start serving somewhere in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned solo agers. How big of a problem is that, and what are some of the specific challenges that they face?
Yeah, so I think that part of the problem with solo agers now is, by 2030, we're expecting to have over 1 million seniors in San Diego, based on a study from San Diego State. And I think around 20 to 30% of those people will be solo agers. So there's going to be a lot of people here in San Diego that are fitting into this category. But the problems that they face as they tend to get older, their family, friends, there's just not as many people around because they may be outliving people is one problem. But they tend to start to get isolated. So I think that that's a big problem with the isolation. And then the other part of that is in San Diego, I think we can only serve about maybe 10 to 15% of the seniors, that might be a generous number, in care facilities. So that's your skilled nursing, your assisted living, all those places. So people want to stay in their homes, or what they say in this industry is age in place. And so those people who want to age in place, they may need a little help to be able to do that. And that was one of the big aspects of this organization and developing it, because we wanted to be able to make sure that we could help those people to do that and stay in their homes where they're comfortable. I mean, I helped one guy, he's lived in his house for 50 years.
Wow.
And he didn't, he spent 50 years building that house and making it the way he wanted it to be. So,
Yeah.
theoretically, we want him to be able to enjoy that in his older age too.
Yeah.
So,
One of the things I love that you do is bridging the generations. And I know, for example, there's other organizations like Jewish Family Service and Elder Help that provide services for seniors. Typically, their volunteers are, maybe a little bit older.
mhm.
Your volunteers, a lot of them are kids.
Yeah, well, we've had definitely one of our volunteers was a high school senior. We have another high school senior who's just signed up to volunteer. I just find it to be really impactful because I think that there's a little bit of an issue of isolation with some of the youth as well. I mean, technology is great. I'm sure everybody's watching this on YouTube and all these social media platforms, and that's great, but it tends to give us this isolation just for everyone. And so I think that getting back to being in person with people is a good thing. And again, seniors are more or less safe people. They're not going to be posting about you on social media. They're not going to be, criticizing you or whatever. But this one woman, Callie, she's gone off to college now, but she was actually saying one of the things that she valued the most about working with the senior she was working with is like, she's talking to me from experience. She's not trying to sell me on anything or get clicks or any of that kind of stuff. She's like, here's my advice. I lived through this and this is what I think. And you can use it if you want to take that knowledge or not. But it was just very interesting for me to think about like, oh, there's a lot of kids being influenced by influencers, and those influencers maybe just doing it because they're looking to create their brand or make money or whatever, and they're not, hopefully they have a good heart too, but it can be a thing where there's real people telling you from real experience, and I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, I mean the terms that I use a lot of times, seniors built this country.
Sure.
And we have what we have because of them, and it's so critical to learn from them, understand the lessons that they have to share, especially with the youth who don't always get that benefit, and learn from that experience. So you're offering really a two-way street.
For sure.
You're helping the seniors, and the seniors are helping them.
And it also reminds me, I think about, we just had the Padres played the Cubs in the playoffs here, and that didn't go so well for us. But if you ever go to a Padres game in San Diego and they are playing the Cubs here, there's a lot of blue hats in the stands. And I'm thinking that most of those people did not bring their grandparents out here when they moved out here from the Chicago area. San Diego is a destination for a lot of different people, not just elderly people. So I think there's a great opportunity to create, I had a thought of like adopt a grand. You could adopt a grandchild or you could adopt a grandparent, but bringing people together who don't have that multi-generational families in San Diego and getting them that perspective on different things can be very life-giving to people, I think. Whether it's the senior, getting to play checkers with a young kid, or it could be, a senior giving advice to somebody who's trying to figure out what they want to do with their life.
I love that idea. We need to talk offline about that.
Yeah.
We got to work on that.
Sure.
How can people get involved with your organization?
So we have a website, agapehelpers.org. On that website, you can sign up to do one of four things. So we have, we're looking for volunteers, obviously. We're looking for companies that are willing to help in this space. And I'm not a person, as far as those companies go, I'm not looking for anybody to give anything other than what they can give. We want to be able to help, so seniors, if they need something like a new air conditioner or something like that, we get an air conditioning company to come in there. If you can reduce the cost by your lead generation, great. But we want to keep companies going. We want to keep companies thriving in San Diego too. So we want to be able to help those companies. And if we can get donations that might also help for some of these people to be able to pay for things that maybe they can't pay for, we still want to be able to get a good deal for all the people that are involved. We have, traditionally people talk about your time, your treasure, your talent is what the thing is. I was at a marketing conference not too long ago, but they also threw in testimony. So following us on social media is great, and helping us spread the word about seniors. Even just doing this here, thank you, Bryan, for allowing us the platform just to even talk about this, because that testimony is really valuable to us to be able to get out there and get the word out so that people will come along and help us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was on your website earlier today, and you have Facebook right there. People can just follow you on Facebook, give the testimonials. But I love what you're doing, bridging the generations, supporting the solo agers, because like you said, it's growing and growing. So the information's on screen for Agape Helpers. You can see their website right there. If you're listening to this on a podcast, it's in the caption below. But Dean, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. And we're definitely going to talk offline. I love Adopt a Grand. We've got to figure that out.
All right, sounds good.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.